Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Washington at war. Staring down impeachment, President Trump sees himself as a victim.
What's going on now is the single greatest scam in the history of American politics.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sending a firm message to the White House.
Honor your oath of office to the Constitution of the United States. Speak the truth. Don't make this any worse than it already is.
Meantime, House Democrats are mobilizing. New at noon, where things stand in the formal impeachment investigation. Plus, it's cloudy, but the sun is expected to peek through a little bit later today, bringing heat and humidity along with it. Brandon Ruse here, tracking quite the weather roller coaster for us this week. And we do begin with a look at our forecast on your Monday afternoon. Let's check in with Brandon right now. Good afternoon to you.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look. It's Monday. It's noon. Hope you're doing well. We have temps struggling to really respond to summer heat on the way. The clouds are the big reason why, but the rain is drying up. So we have low and middle 60s. Look at Monroe already at 70. So we're on our way. Winds out of the southeast coming off of the big lakes may keep some areas like Mount Clemens up into the Thumb region, a couple of degrees on the cooler side once we start getting into this summer heat. Notice Mount Clemens reporting a little bit of hazy sun breaking through. Everybody else still in the clouds, so we'll keep it cloudy at least for now, patiently waiting for summer. Middle 60s should quickly become middle 70s at 2 o'clock. Still partly sunny, but after 2, 3 o'clock, more and more sunshine, low 80s. Factor in that humidity, which will be here today and tomorrow, and woo, it's every bit of summer here on the last day of September. But as we can see, just a little area here in our north zone that is starting to clear out. The lion's share of the clearing is on our doorstep, Avrod. So we'll talk about how long summer sticks around coming up.
Alrighty, Brennan, we'll be checking in with you shortly. In other news this afternoon, the newest phase of the I-75 reconstruction project in Oakland County is underway this week, and boy, have the headaches. The new ones have started. As of this morning, the ramp from northbound I-75 to Big Beaver Road in Troy, that's closed for reconstruction. You can expect that closure to last about 30 days. And then tomorrow, October 1st at 9 p.m., traffic on Big Beaver in both directions right under I-75 are going to be shut down to allow bridge beams setting. Now, traffic on Big Beaver should reopen by 5 a.m. Wednesday. We have more information on all of this road work on clickondetroit.com. You can find it there on the traffic page, but definitely expect some delays in that area. The UAW strike against General Motors is now into its third week. Today is the 15th day of the union walkout against the automaker. Today is significant because picketers are eligible for strike pay at $250 a week, which is far below what they earned on the job. Pay remains one of the contentious issues facing bargainers who have been involved in the extended negotiating sessions in the recent days. Nevertheless, there are no signs that an agreement is on the horizon. Local 4, however, has learned new developments in a UAW corruption case. Jeff Peterzik, a former aide to UAW President Joe Ashton, will reportedly enter a guilty plea in October. Peterzik is charged with money laundering and wire fraud for allegedly bilking UAW vendors for kickbacks. The president and his allies downplaying the whistleblower complaint on Donald Trump's conversation with the Ukrainian president regarding Joe Biden and his son Hunter. This as House Democrats are ready to move forward with a formal impeachment investigation.
What's going on now is the single greatest scam in the history of American politics.
A defiant President Trump launching a tweet storm Sunday, writing, "I deserve to meet my accuser," the so-called whistleblower, claiming his lies were made in perhaps the most blatant and sinister manner ever seen. The president's outburst coming after CNN learned the whistleblower's attorney sent a letter to House intel leaders and the acting director of national intelligence, citing serious concerns that their client will be disclosed publicly and that as a result, our client will be put in harm's way. Chairman Adam Schiff confirming a tentative agreement to have the whistleblower testify soon, stressing his committee's taking all precautions to keep their identity safe.
It will depend probably more on how quickly the Director of National Intelligence can complete the security clearance process for the whistleblowers' lawyers, but we're ready to hear from the whistleblower as soon as that is done.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi sending a firm message to the White House.
Honor your oath of office to the Constitution of the United States. Speak the truth. Don't make this any worse than it already is.
Pelosi speaking with her caucus in a private phone call about the impeachment inquiry Sunday, saying, "We have to be prayerful, somber, and nonpartisan. This isn't about politics. It's not about partisanship. It's about patriotism." House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says the inquiry is a waste of time.
Why would we move forward with impeachment? There's not something that you have to defend here.
Other Trump allies quickly jumping to the president's defense.
Salem witch trials have more due process than this.
The president of the United States is the whistleblower, and this individual is a saboteur trying to undermine a democratically elected government.
But some Republican leaders refusing to fall in line. Former Trump Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bossert says he is frustrated the president and his team keep peddling a debunked theory about Joe Biden and Ukraine.
I'm deeply disturbed by it. It is a bad day and a bad week for this president and for this country if he is asking for political dirt on an opponent.
And Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger slamming one Trump tweet that quoted Pastor Robert Jeffries, implying removing him from office will cause a civil war. Kinzinger writing, "I have never imagined such a quote to be repeated by a president. This is beyond repugnant." Well, the process is moving faster than anticipated. It's unclear when the whistleblower will testify. The Intel Community's Inspector General, who handled the complaint against President Trump, is scheduled for a closed-door testimony on Friday. All right, developing this afternoon out of Detroit's West Side, an investigation is underway after a woman is found shot to death. We want to show you some video there from the scene. We do know that the victim was a young mother. That shooting happened this morning on Santa Rosa, right near Livernois, on Detroit's West Side. Local 4's Jason Colthorpe is at the 10th precinct this afternoon with a look inside of the investigation. Jason?
Yeah, Evrod, the detectives have cleared the scene on Santa Rosa, and now they start their investigation into how this young mother was left dead in the street. It was 4:40 this morning outside a home on Santa Rosa when a young woman in her mid-20s was found on the ground, car keys by her side and 2 gunshot wounds to her body. In the darkness of morning, police searched the area for any clues. They are not identifying the woman at this time or offering any further information, but family and friends of the woman who was killed believe this might have been a domestic incident. The woman's family understandably upset and emotional outside the home this morning, many in tears over the small child they say she leaves behind. Police obviously being very tight-lipped about this investigation since it just began. Family and friends also not wanting to say anything publicly and just console each other right now. But we are seeing some tributes pouring in for this young woman, we believe 23 years old, pouring in on social media at this hour. We'll hopefully have a lot more for you coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Back to you.
All right, it's such a tragedy. Jason, thank you for the update. Still to come here on Local 4 News at noon, CVS is pulling a heartburn drug off its store shelves. We'll tell you the troubling reason why the company's made that decision. But first, a Florida family mourning the loss of their puppy, Zeus. Good boy. Zeus. Find out how this dog saved not 1, but 2 lives.
I got hit on a Hall Road. I called Lee, and he came to the hospital in just 2 hours.
I came to you within 2 hours because when you're injured, every minute counts.
Lee got me $200,000.
Call me. I'll be right there.
Busy planning home improvement projects? Don't forget about the insulation. From open walls during a remodel to retrofitting attics, walls, and crawl spaces, Retro Foam of Michigan has insulated more than 10,000 homes across Michigan, maximizing homeowners' comfort and energy efficiency with environmentally friendly foam insulation. 0% financing is available. Request a free estimate or learn more at retrofoamofmichigan.com.
Today's financial choices make a big impact on tomorrow's success. So making sure that savings are a priority now can help build a more secure future for you and your family. At TIAA Bank, our Yield Pledge promise means you'll earn yields in the top 5% of competitive accounts nationwide on every dollar you save. Guaranteed. So you'll enjoy greater confidence today and greater freedom down the road.
An extra 17% off every wall side window has been extended. Now through Tuesday, get an extra 17% off the sale price of every wall side window when you pay cash, or 5 years no interest. Plus, every second wall side window is free. Wall side windows last and last, but an extra 17% off ends Tuesday, October 1st. Wall side, 1-800-521-7800.
A semi hit us on I-94. I called Lee, and he came to the hospital within an hour.
I came in less than an hour because when you're injured, every minute counts.
Lee got me $1 million.
Call me. I'll be right there.
Tonight, The Voice is all new.
I'm very excited to see America's favorite couple fight it out.
All is fair.
I thought you loved me.
In Love and War.
Mom and Dad are fighting!
Then a new Bluff City law.
Corporate criminals threaten our way of life.
They are lying to us to make more money.
Objection! There's a way to make wrongs right.
Order!
And we're gonna find it.
Bluff City Law, after The Voice, all new tonight on NBC.
All right, welcome back. A Florida family says its 9-month-old pit bull puppy died, saving the lives of 2 children. The family in Webster, Florida, which is just west of Orlando, said that their 10-year-old son was in their backyard when a venomous snake approached the boy. The dog named Zeus rushed between the boy and the snake to protect him. When the boy's 11-year-old brother rushed into the yard, Zeus jumped on top of that snake and was bitten at least 4 times before biting off the snake's head. Staff at an animal hospital kept Zeus alive for a day before he eventually died. The boy's mother says that she has no doubt that Zeus died while protecting her children. All right, we have a Help Me Hank consumer alert for you that raises concern for dog owners. The Food and Drug Administration is recalling the brand Performance Dog frozen raw pet food. The lots involved were produced on or after July 22nd of this year. Samples of the dog food have tested positive for salmonella and listeria. The FDA says the dog food poses a serious threat to human and animal health. And we have another Help Me Hank consumer alert. This one is about the popular over-the-counter medication for heartburn. The giant CVS drugstore chain has stopped selling Zantac and its generic equivalent ranitidine because of reports that the drug contains low levels of an impurity that can cause cancer. The Food and Drug Administration has not recalled the drug. It says that it's still conducting tests. So there are reports today that airplane maker Boeing made military versions of the flight control system that were safer than the systems used on Boeing passenger planes. CNN reports that flight control systems for military refueling planes had input from multiple sensors on the plane. But CNN reports the system used on the ill-fated 737 MAX planes had input from just one source. Boeing is reportedly upgrading that system on the new versions of the 737 MAX. Boeing 737 MAX jets crashed about a year ago in the Java Sea and earlier this year in Ethiopia. Those 2 crashes claimed nearly 350 lives. The FAA grounded all of the 737 MAX jets after those crashes. All right, still to come here on Local 4 News at noon, we're talking about the wild weather out west and what state was impacted by both hail and storms and a rare tornado.
Don't like to talk about measuring snow in feet in September, but we will do that. Not here. It's 65. Look at how close the mid-80s are, one state away. So we're tracking a warm front, we're tracking clouds receding, and we're tracking a roller coaster ride, shifting seasons back and forth. Next.